Check out Girl Talk in the Spirit podcast with Siobhan. From radio to podcast, check it out online. Find it on Spotify and Spreaker.com. That's SPREAKER.com. Share the vibe online with your girl, Siobhan, yo.
Welcome to Girl Talk in the Spirit podcast. I'm your host, Siobhan. This is 2024, right, y'all? Year of the we doing it scared. Whatever you seeking out to do, I don't care what fear may come up against you, do it anyway. Do it scared.
I love that.
Yes, we doing it scared. Y'all heard, right? I'm telling you, I did something scared and I did it anyway, and I'm seeing the results of it. So you gotta push past your fear. But welcome, guys. Not guys. Let me rephrase that. Ladies.
Yes.
It is ladies' night on Girl Talking the Spirit. We got our chocolate-covered strawberries, some champagne, some rose petals.
And some water.
I enjoyed some rose petals. Auntie got her water. So, yeah, we got a great discussion tonight. So, in lieu of Valentine's Day, I want us to discuss love, right? Love amongst us as Black women, the lack that we're seeing today. Because let me tell you, I encountered this lady doing business, and she was so nasty to me.
Wow.
And I was like, exactly. So I'm like, she don't even know who she talking to. that part. But I gave her grace because I see she was frustrated. But she really wanted to blame it on her neighbor. Her neighbor pissed her off, so I guess she took it out on me. And it's like, we got to stop that. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about love and relationships and community, the lack of that we're seeing. Everybody, I don't know what it is with relationships today, but it's like, do people really want to be in relationships?
No.
Okay. I don't know. I want us to touch on that. And we're going to talk about, most importantly to me, that's important to me, ultimatums. I had to learn this the hard way, right? I want to know your thoughts, ladies, on is it healthy or good to give ultimatums? And what's your thought and what does that look like to you? Okay. All right, so let's just dive right in. I'm about to take a sip of my bubbly. So who want to go first? Before we dive in, I need everybody to introduce themselves.
Yes.
I had to do this every episode. So starting over there with Growth. Miss Growth, I love it.
Yes. So Lena's here tonight.
Okay, Lena.
First time this year, 2024. And
Drop your
I'm
handle.
excited. At Lena Pina 34
On IG?
on IG.
Yes, we need to update that this year.
I don't want to.
Okay.
It reminds me of how long I've had it. I'm like, oh, since I was 34. Okay.
Yeah, we need to think of another yes. But okay.
I like it.
All right. Next.
Oh, I thought she was still going.
No, I introduced myself, Aunt Joy. You got it.
Hi, I'm Aunt Joy.
Yes, auntie of the show.
Okay, I'm a housewife, a mother, grandmother, and I'm also a breast cancer survivor.
Wow.
And a whole lot of other stuff. And
Let me tell you.
And an author.
And
an
author.
Yes.
I met this woman today who was on her way to Einstein to ring the bell.
Nice.
And I said, oh, man. And she just shared. It was so inspiring.
That's wonderful.
It really was.
I didn't know
She
that,
was
Aunt
like,
Joy.
that really
Awesome.
changed her life.
Well, I know about the kids and the husband,
know?
that the breast cancer.
Yes, that's
wonderful.
beautiful. Thank you, Aunt Joy. I'm not going to change
that's
that.
wonderful.
All right. Next, you ready?
Yes, my name is Zatania.
Oh, talking that mic better. All right.
I'm a mom. I'm an HR professional
Okay.
and a grandma.
Ah, and look, this is your first time
Pop
to
my
Girl
cherry.
Talking this Spirit. Yes. How you feeling so far?
Okay.
I'm
All
going
right.
to talk to you later.
Yes.
HR specialist. Just
Yes.
saying.
So.
What's your handle?
Oh,
Yes. your
my
handle.
name's Zatania.
Oh.
Okay.
Zatanny.
I love that.
Oh,
Like, that's a
okay.
really beautiful name.
It is.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. Thank you.
It's different.
Very
It's
unique.
unique. It is. So, I want to talk about love again. Love as it relates to. Let's start with us as Black women, and what does that look like? Like in your circle and family, friends. Lena, I think Lena got a lot to share on that.
I actually do. So I had a birthday almost 2 months ago now, and when I was out with all the women in my life, and not all could make it because of prior engagements, different travel plans or whatever. But when I made a post on Instagram about it, I literally said, loved, and that was the word that I could describe how all of these women had made me feel. And my friends, I gave a speech at the dinner and everything, and most people know, but if you don't know, Shine and I have been friends for almost 30 years. I feel like...
And I'm Shine, by the way.
Yes, Siobhan and Shine, but that's how long we go back. And our kids, my oldest just turned 26. Her oldest is going to be 27. And we literally met. She came to my son's first birthday party.
Oh, wow.
So it's been 25 years of friendship and growth. And everyone that I bring in or have in my life, women, Black women especially, is so much love. And I know that comes from me also giving out love.
Absolutely.
And I think sometimes people don't understand the importance of giving love, because it's nothing that else can come back when you give love. It has to be love that comes back. And that's no different than when it's hate.
Yep.
If you give out hate, you're going to get hate back.
Yep.
So you, even with your story today with the woman, if you wouldn't have given her grace and not show her love and compassion and understanding, it could have been an all-out fight because she don't know who you is.
That part.
Do, So it's
that part.
I have amazing family, friends. Every woman that I engage with, new friends, old friends, it is very much in a space of love. And that comes from the ability to be honest. And I think they are one and the same for me. Because they always say, you love me, you'll tell me the truth, right? Things like that. And it's there's something to be said about what lies in the truths of love. You know what I mean? And it's be straight up with everyone and have transparency with everyone. Because, again, if you don't, it's just going to be a setup for failure and heartbreak on every sense. Because some people have, Shine and I had a friendship, broke my heart. We haven't been friends since. And that was from a female friendship. So, it can go all kinds of ways when you're dealing with love. It could be, mother and child, like I say, friends, siblings, all of those things could, really break you. So, I have to just say that in my growth, I've learned to really hone in on having love at the center of all of my relationships.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Foundation.
Yeah, it really is.
We doing popcorn style.
Saying,
anybody can jump in.
Saying sorry, even if you don't know why you're saying sorry, that's a part of love. That's a part of grace. Because sometimes people don't even know why they mad at somebody, what that person did. You just know your feelings were hurt and you felt the kind of way, right? But it's move through it. Move past it. Life is too short to really be mad at somebody that you say you love and that's in your family or whatever, to not try to honor that in that way. Just move through the mess. That's how I like to look at it. Get to the root of it and then build from that.
I think a lot of times we take things personal and make it about us.
Yes.
When
that's number one.
Everything can't be about you all the time.
All the time.
Every once in a while, it could be about you. You know what I mean?
Amen.
But not all the time. We got to take other people's feelings into consideration. And I had to learn that the hard way. And my children are my best teacher. Because they tell me all the time, no, Mom, you do X, Y, and Z. Whereas though I shared this last episode on Christmas, my youngest daughter, I was crying because I said something to her. I made a statement, and it wasn't directed to her, but the statement was true, but it wasn't for her, if that makes sense. And I had my daughter crying on Christmas. And it made me cry and upset because at first I apologized.
Yeah.
But it was just a surface level apology because I was still good.
Yeah.
You ever do one of them?
I did.
Well, I'm good, but yeah, I said I'm sorry.
It
so-
bothers me. It bothers me.
it didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
But then when I realized that she was deeply hurt by this,
Yeah.
then it bothered me. And I was able to sincerely apologize. So I'm not accepting no surface level apologies in 2024. And I'm calling you out on it. I am.
Absolutely.
Especially this year. We're all grown and adults. And I think a lot of times that we get so uncomfortable, or other people get uncomfortable with like confronting. Not even, I don't want to say confronting.
Because it has a negative undertone,
Rocket.
but
It
it's
really
not.
does.
It
It's
re-
not
but it's
confronting,
not.
but it's holding people accountable.
Yes.
It's nothing wrong with that. Like, listen, no, like, I asked you to meet me X, Y, and Z. You never showed up. What's
Yeah.
up with that?
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to say anything.
Yes.
And like people, like,
They
what's
really expect
the
you
what's
to
the
not
new
say
word
anything.
on the internet? Delulu. These people are Delulu.
Oh, that's a new word?
Yes,
I
you heard that, right?
I have.
Yeah, Delulu. Like they really are.
So I'ma tell a
people say
couple people
standing
that
on
they
business. I'm
Delulu.
like, yeah, everybody's
No,
saying
they're really Delulu today because
Yeah.
that doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then if you did it, you would be called out. And it's like,
Yeah.
you want grace, but you don't want to give me the same grace if it's me.
Yeah.
And people use your background, past experience against you, like, oh, well,
You better
Shine
preach.
or Siobhan is this way. So, no, we're not doing that. I'm making people being held accountable. So, anybody else want to go on love as it relates to friendships? Go ahead.
If I could go back to what Lena was saying, I
You
didn't want to interrupt
can.
you because you was on a roll. When
Make
you
sure
talked
you're in
about,
the mic, young lady.
Oh.
You got it.
When you talked about how when something happens, especially with people that you love, you hold dear to your heart, you want to go ahead and fix it right away.
Yeah.
You don't want to let it fester or just leave it alone
Yeah.
because you don't know what could happen.
Yes.
In a perfect world, that's how it would go. But when people are on different levels of awareness,
Correct.
of conflict resolution, of communication,
Speak on
it
it.
doesn't work out that way. So how would you say that affects you when you're trying to move in love, but the person you're trying to move with is not?
That's a really great point and a really great question. So, to Shine's point, like about kind of trying to giving grace and understanding that, like, you meet people where they are, right? So, what I always say and have been saying actually for the last few years is it's okay to put people on a pause and a little bit of a timeout, if you will, like with your friendship. Or your, your aunt and niece ship, or your mother-daughter ship, whatever that is. Like, you can put people on a pause.
I'm laughing because she did it to
Yes.
me
Yeah,
about going out to eat.
Yes.
And for y'all who
don't know.
if you don't know, allow me to introduce myself, right? If you don't know. So I used to be a hot mess going out to eat. And in all fairness, I'm just big on customer service.
That is
But
true.
I don't think people could see it that way. And I may went to the extreme, but I didn't mean it in that way.
Correct.
I'm just really big on customer service. And then my approach, I've always been direct.
Yes.
And I'm I'm working
Yeah,
on that.
yeah.
I think I've gotten better.
Yes.
But however, we
You
went
have.
somewhere and she just felt like I was too much for her.
Yes.
So the next time she was like, I'm never going out to eat with you again. So this is
I
my
said-
friend.
I said we gotta find something else to do to
Yeah.
spend time together.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
never
It's
going-
not gonna be this eating
Yeah.
thing. Because
Yeah.
yes, people did that. Yes, people were like, "You said that."
Yep, and
But
I
those are
thought-
your boundaries.
No, but listen.
Those are your
I
boundaries.
thought Lena was just at that moment, just like saying it, being mad, but it was a
Yeah.
joke. It wasn't serious.
Until-
I hit her up like a month later. Hey, what you doing? What's up, girlfriend? Let's go. She was like, Shine, I told you, I'm not going out to eat with you again.
Yes.
And I was like, wow. But that it did hurt my feelings. I'm gonna be honest. But it also had me look at myself. Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yes.
Because it was done in love. Because I'm like, this is my friend. She don't tell me no. Like, I don't never
We
tell her
always do
no.
that, yes.
And that's another thing in love. It's okay to tell people
Yes.
no. And I think we don't think that.
It's safe.
Yes.
It's healthy.
But
Yes.
she told me no. And I don't take no good. Like, she told me no. But it had me look at myself. And then Hakeem, shout out Hakeem the poet.
Hakeem the poet. Yes.
Me and him went out not too long after that. And he said the same thing to me that Lena said. Like,
Yep.
Shine, I'm not going out to eat with you again. Like, and I'm like, are you sick? So it
So
took.
are you delulu about your
I
conduct
I
at
was.
dinner?
I was a little delulu. I
About your
was.
conduct at dinner?
I was.
She think it's good.
Yes.
I was, but it took two people. It was like,
That
wow.
love you. Because
Yes,
Hakeem and you
yes,
go way back
yes.
further
Hakeem,
than
that
you
is
and
my
I.
heart. Yes.
Yes.
It always takes somebody else to tell you what you should have known, but you don't know because
Yeah. Sometimes you
it's-
need
you
two.
need
Yeah.
that second person or that
Me,
third person
I need
to tell
three.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
And
yeah.
that's the honesty that you have for
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, I
and that's
needed
good.
three.
You know who you are.
But on the same note, what I was finding out, right, and I'm gonna move past this, certain people, because they knew that was my approach when not to eat, then they didn't want to defend themselves. They doing this to me. Say something to the
said,
server.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now you want me to speak up for you, but it's the issue.
Yeah.
When I did it, you
Yeah.
saying because you were one of those people one time. You wanted me to say something.
I told
Yes, you
stop.
were.
No, I didn't.
It was a
When?
whole nother incident.
Well, we'll get to that another time because I don't never.
Yes.
I don't play with people with my food, so I never about to the service. I be like, whatever time it take, because you ain't going to spend my stuff.
Listen, I ain't eating and I'm sending it back, but I'ma still say what I need to say. But however, I
to
got
your
past
point,
that.
yes,
And I
the pause.
have been out with her.
Oh my gosh, I enjoyed.
I have been out
This
with
is
her.
turning into an
and
episode.
have seen
Don't go
it,
out to eat
you
with
know.
Siobhan, Lord.
Yes.
But sometimes and she always lets me know, because I know what I'm saying and I know what I'm doing.
Yes.
And I'm like,
It's all her credentials, and I get it. She,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I,
I'm crying.
And I get it.
I got credentials.
But that's, you do. You're
Okay.
okay. This is Miss the culinary.
Are you an
friend.
Aries?
Capricorn,
She a Capricorn.
boo.
Oh,
That's
yes,
zodiac
yes.
sign, hands down. You already know.
So she,
Yeah, we hold all the elements. We're the
so you-
earth.
yeah,
We're
so to-
water, fire, air. Okay. Yes.
So to your point, though, that was the pause that, as far as certain things. Like, you can pause people.
Yeah,
That don't mean
but
the
we did go out to
relationship
eat
is over.
after that.
Yes, and we did.
But it
in
took
a
for her
different-
to tell me that. You know what I mean? And that was
Yes.
done in love.
It was.
Yeah, because she was like,
'Cause I went to
Sean.
her-
And you hear Lena's voice. Lena got such the cutest voice. She like, Sean, like, I told you. I'm like,
like,
you were serious?
yeah, you ain't want to believe
And then
it.
shout out to Vic.
Yes.
And I told Vic was like, Lean.
yes.
Like, Rose, no.
Yes.
No, you told, like, I'm like, I wanted somebody to be on my side.
Yeah.
But, because I don't do well with no. And Vic was on my side at the point, but Lena stood her ground.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to do. So let's jump
Yes.
right into boundaries real quick before I get off live, right?
Yep. Yes.
So,
That's the part
in
of it.
ultimatums,
Yep.
I used to be a queen of ultimatums.
Your way or the highway.
Yup.
remember
And
those
my
your
kid's
words.
father used to say that.
Yes.
Okay? So I did. I used to be the queen of ultimatums. But I had to learn over the years, you never get a person an ultimatum.
That's how you feel?
Yes, you set a healthy boundary.
Yes.
But in love, you never give a person an ultimatum because you want to allow them to choose what they want to choose.
they want.
And that'll show you how they truly feel about you.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I've learned that I'm not giving out ultimatums. I'll set a healthy boundary.
Yeah.
However, you're going to choose what you're going to choose pertaining to me and to show me how you feel about me.
Yes.
So that way I'll know how to keep moving. That part. Drop the mic.
But wait, if you're giving them the ultimatum and you don't want to give them the ultimatum because you don't want them to choose what they want, how do you know what they truly want?
Say that again.
Okay, if I have this correct,
Mm-hmm.
you say you don't want to give the ultimatum because that puts them in a position to choose what they want.
Yes.
So if you don't give them the ultimatum,
You
how
got
do you
it.
ultimately know what they truly want?
Because if a person truly wants you and to be, let's just use a relationship for an example, right? If you're in a relationship with a man, whether or not if y'all courting, he's courting you, y'all going on dates or whatever, and you've expressed him already, like, hey, what are you already know this? The status matter. Yes, go check that out on YouTube. You want to know the status of your relationship where y'all stand. You can say, oh, yeah, we cool or whatever. You allow that man to do what he's going to do to show you. Does that make sense? Well, look,
Yes.
I need
Yes.
a ring by
Okay.
November 2024.
Yes.
It's over. You don't do that
Yeah, don't
because
give 'em
guess
no
what?
ultimatum.
You know how many men are married today and women that did that to men? Women who are married to men who did that to the men.
Yeah.
And it's the worst marriage ever. They're not getting what they truly deserve because the man really didn't want that.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, they didn't want to lose her. So you set a healthy boundary. Stop
Oh, a lot
sleeping
of
with
them-
them first.
Yeah.
That part. You don't have to sleep with
Or a
them.
lot of them, they get the
If
shotgun
they're showing you,
weddings.
stop cooking for
Yeah.
them. Stop doing laundry for them. Stop
Yeah.
giving out these benefits if they're showing you.
Yeah.
You set a healthy boundary. Be respectful of yourself. answer them. And a lot of times when we give ultimatums, we're disrespecting the other person.
That's where I was heading. I thought you were on the reverse side of it, but you're on the same side I'm on.
Yes.
Because when I'm telling you, you either do this or you do this, I have no respect for what you really want to do.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm making this a one-sided
You
thing.
got
Either we
it.
get
You
locked
got
down
it.
now,
That's
or it's
not
a done
love.
thing.
At
And
all.
absolutely.
Tangent.
At
That's
all.
not love.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
not at
Absolutely.
all. Go ahead, Andre. What you got? You just saying, yeah, it's all good. But no, it really.
No, well, let me say this. So, I had a different opinion on ultimatums before, but I appreciate tonight's speaking on that. And I love the healthy boundaries because I've been about boundaries since 2021. And that's unfortunate to say, but it's fortunate to say because I got it. You know what I mean? It's like prior to 2021, I had no boundaries. Like for myself, for nobody. Like I just.
It's
It was
funny
nice.
you said that. I'm gonna let you finish your point, but I gotta say this: I had boundaries, but I never expressed them.
Oh, see?
Well, then you
Exactly.
don't have boundaries.
So then you did.
I
Exactly.
did, but I never
Like,
told
know
you my boundary.
Yeah,
And if you
they
cross
don't
it,
exist.
I'm
then you
mad.
I'm mad.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, lady.
Yes,
So-
and
so-
we're famous for that.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but
No,
yeah.
you're fine.
We are
but
famous
so
for that.
once I got boundaries, because I used to be upset with other people's boundaries. Because I ain't get it. I ain't understand. Like what Sean said about like, no, like, what do you mean? You know, what are you talking about? Who you talking to? Like, how you telling me no? Like, you know.
Yeah.
And so once I understood that boundaries are for both people, not just for me, I was able to really navigate my relationships differently. All relationships. From work to kids to my mama and my father.
Yep.
I got boundaries for everybody.
Absolutely.
You know, and the kids were the worst offenders because they think that they are ever so entitled to everything that you have. And I'm talking about everything from your Chick-fil-A nuggets. Like, I used to, you know, get in my car and be eating my nuggets, and my son get in, and he see, like, the container, and he be like, you had Chick-fil-A? I was like, I'm allowed to have Chick-fil-A without you?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? I had that for lunch at work or whatever. Like, you weren't there. Like,
You don't never eat in front of the door in the
yeah,
car.
in front of my car.
Yes,
Before you
and
go in the house.
purposely, not because it was from
Yeah.
lunch, because I don't want to share.
Exactly.
I'm like,
Right,
my
make
kids
sure
do not
nobody
need to know
ain't
what I
home.
ate.
That's why I had to have a healthy boundary and say
Right.
things like you do the things that are pleasing to you, and I don't interrupt that. I don't interject in that. You know, so you have to allow the same for me. So that's my boundary with my kids. Things that I'm not accepting, and I don't want you to accept that from me. So even what you said about you and Danye, was it?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you said, your kids are your best teachers because we were
They
young
are.
moms. So we're growing up with them, and we're experiencing things in their way, and so they help hold me accountable too.
Yep.
With regard to boundaries, because I would be like, I don't be like that, and
Yeah.
and all my kids would say it, and at different times, like they wasn't all together saying it. They say it differently. Then they all together, and
Because
like, Mom,
I
you
hear
do be
from
like that. And
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
hear from my kids and my daughter especially, and she be like, "Mom, yes you did," and I be like, "No, I didn't." Then I had to go back and think, "Yes, I did."
yeah,
You know, like, and I have to
that's
stop
like the first my
sometimes.
response. No, I
Yeah.
didn't.
And I have to stop sometimes.
Y'all
because,
ganging up
like,
on me.
when
I don't
she
like
come-
how y'all ganging up
When
on
she
me.
come and asks me for something, I feel like I can go back and ask her for it.
Oh, yeah.
And she be like, "Mom, you
Yeah,
know,
that's not
why
how that
is it
works.
always
Tit for
like
tat.
that? You know?" And I be
Yeah.
like, "You right." But I sit there and I listen to my kids, and I'm getting better. Because before, I remember when my son would come at me and say stuff, I'd be like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, you be
And he'd be
right.
like, "Well, Mom, are you listening?"
We
And I'd
automatically
be
get in
like,
defense
yeah,
mode.
I'm listening, yeah. But I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
You know, I was like hearing me, but wasn't hearing them.
Yeah.
You know, so I said, okay, let me stop. And let me listen, because you have to have boundaries with your family, your
Everybody.
kids,
Yes.
your husband, your
Everybody.
wife,
Yeah.
your parents, you know, and friends,
Yeah.
and you know, people that you close to. You have to have boundaries. Like, I don't want to stay. When I say I love you because who you are, that unconditional love.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to have to fight all the time or be, you know, like angry, and then half the time I don't even know what I'm angry for.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll be holding stuff in, and then I'll be thinking about, why am I mad?
You don't even remember.
And don't
Yeah.
even remember why
You
I'm
don't
mad.
even
And then
remember.
you don't want to
Yeah.
call nobody, and
Yeah.
you don't want to. Well, you know
And it'd
what?
be so
They ain't
much.
called me, so
Yeah.
I'm not
and,
gonna call
and they
them.
doing the same
Like,
thing.
Yeah, you know.
Unhealthy way of being. It's
And
like the
sometimes they're
opposite of
not
love.
even doing the same
Right.
thing. They're not even thinking about
Yeah,
it.
but
No.
it's
The
the
other
opposite
person.
of love when you think about it, because when you love
What's the
someone,
opposite of love?
like when you like
she's-
the distance.
Yes.
When you allow that distance, and I just recently did this with my cousin on Saturday. We had lunch together to clear up so much that was happening in the years that we haven't really gotten together and talked. It's so much in the unsaid. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not mad at her, but I was. And instead of me saying you hurt my feelings, I just stopped talking to you. And that was an unhealthy way to handle it because I love you. So I should have been like, hey, you did this and this made me feel like this. But I didn't do that. I just unfollowed you on Instagram and this, that, and that. And then when I know, and I don't do that to nobody, right?
No,
you was I don't care enough.
You was in your feelings.
I was in my feelings.
You was in you unfollowed. Oh,
yes. But then again, in my own journey of growth and healing, I was like, I gotta talk with her. I was like, I'm gonna text her and tell her, let's have lunch, let's like talk, and I'm gonna apologize because because sometimes people think apologies is like admitted wrong and fault, right? But no, sometimes apologies just need to be an apology so we can move past it.
Absolutely.
And
So even if you think I offended you,
I was like, I want to apologize
Right.
for anything that I did that upset you, that made it so that you didn't do and that, because I'm gonna tell you that this hurt my feelings when you did this. And she's like, I didn't even know that, like, you know, and it was so many, and it was like 10 years ago, and the thing that brought me to this whole thing, like I say, everything that I've been through, with learning myself more and just like the growth and everything, I was like, why do we do this? Like, this is such a toxic behavior for women. We love
It's a defense mechanism.
We love to be like, I ain't talking to her. She acting funny. Like, we love to say
But
that.
your man was acting funny, messing with all these women, and you talking
Take
to
us
him.
right back.
You sleeping with him.
But
You
it's
right back in that
the
bed.
first thing that we do.
Yeah.
We cut off. We say all these things. Oh, well, she ain't invite me, and she ain't this and that. And it's like, I was like, I'm dead and all that, and I'm calling everybody out. So even in the group message, I'm calling people out. Like, that's not good. No, we're not doing that here.
Right.
You need to call that person. You need to apologize. You need to be open to seeing it differently. Like you said, everything ain't about you. This person probably was going to turn to find out she was going through things just as well I was going through things. And what she say? I'm so sorry. I didn't know any of that happened to you. I wish I could have been there for you. And again, I missed out on that kind of love because of my own immaturity.
Come on, Lean.
Listen,
That's
stop
good.
holding on to stuff for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 2 weeks, 2 months. Why? You know, why hold on through so much instead of you just coming out and say, well, you know, this is how I felt.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to say nothing to you then, but this is how I feel now. And then you can get it all fixed. And then you got to think about it like, okay, that's not what I said.
Yes. Because
You know,
because
somebody-
when people hear it be different.
Yeah, because you know, when you have somebody else, a third person telling somebody what you said that you didn't say, they be so confused. You be like, well, I didn't say that.
Child.
This is how I said what I said.
Yes.
You know, and then you got to go back to like, I need to not say nothing around that person because they twist it all up, you know.
That
And I,
part.
listen,
Or
and I
different levels of
love you, daughter.
communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you, daughter. But I just can't talk around you. So let me stop playing.
Now you be calling people out.
Yeah,
but go
but-
ahead.
yeah,
Different
yeah.
levels of communication. That was good. Touch on that.
Different levels of communication. So the way you're describing it is almost the same way that she's describing it, the most healthy way.
Yeah.
But not everybody gets there at the same time.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to, in my opinion, work with everybody, like
On
you said in
different-
the
yeah.
beginning. Meet you where you are.
Yeah.
Meet you where you are.
You are.
Right?
And if they
Otherwise,
you're
you're
gonna
gonna-
on the pause. And sometimes you can like bring people. Hopefully, you can bring people with you. If people are open to growth, you can like what Sean and I spoke about. Like, I wasn't saying that so that I could never go out with her again.
Absolutely.
Right? I'm saying it so that maybe she can see, and then we can work on some things. Like, and I even said that no girlfriend, we gonna maybe do some apps. Maybe not dinner. We'll do some drinks and some apps. You know what I mean? And just do it like that. So sometimes it's about that. Meeting people where they are because you know that you ain't just get to where you are and you're
But all I heard,
Absolutely.
but to Lena's point, all I heard was no.
Yeah.
You get what
So
I'm
the-
saying?
yeah.
But imagine if I wasn't open
Yeah.
and me hearing no, even though I told Vic about it, I did.
Yes.
But even though I was open and I heard the no, it really had me look at myself.
And it didn't
'Cause
ruin
a lot-
our friendship. People
It
was like,
didn't.
But
Yeah.
you
And
both
see, and
are
people look
lucky.
for that.
You're on the same level of communication.
Yeah.
You're on the same
And
level
people
of
look
And
for
I
that.
told her
Look
that
for
I
that.
told Vic, and Vic
Yeah.
agreed with me that that's the type of relationship that we have. You know what I mean?
It's
But
been honest from the jump.
it has
It really
to be.
has. It can't
But
be anything
yeah, I
else.
mean, a lot of times people aren't willing to be open, but they want a lot of. First off, as a human being, and I tell this story all the time. since I was doing the podcast. When I wrote my book, yes, I'm an author.
Yes.
When I wrote my book and I was super excited about it and selling tickets to my book release party, and at the time I was doing Lyft.
Yep.
And I had a mom and 2 daughters. I picked them up from like 69th Street and they lived like up there in Upper Darby, dropped them off. And I was telling about my book. They were so happy and proud for me.
Absolutely.
I didn't even know these women. So, and they got their bags out the car and they asked me to get out, and all 3 of them hugged me.
Oh,
When I say the love, I could,
Yes.
I could cry right now. The love that I received from these 3 strangers.
Yeah.
I never received from women like that before. Never.
Wow.
On that level.
Yeah.
3 strangers.
Yep.
Oh my God, it was such a beautiful moment.
your
Yes.
people
I will
need
forever
you.
cherish
Of
that
course,
moment.
you tearing up now.
I'm
so I
telling
know.
you, it was such a never experienced something like that. Just being genuinely happy, and whereas though people like, oh, you wrote a book, what's it about?
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
let me the people that you love.
Yes.
Or that they say they
Yeah.
love you.
Oh, I'm gonna get a ticket. I'll wait and get it.
I'm gonna get it.
No.
I'm gonna get the book. What's the name of it?
Oh, how much is
And
the
yeah,
ticket?
yeah,
Oh, why I gotta pay
Right,
for a ticket? I'm
whatever.
like, yeah, it was just genuine
Yeah.
love, and I so appreciate that. I say all that to say, human beings, we need love and that physical touch and a hug.
Yes.
Something that's small as a hug can change somebody's day.
Yeah.
A lot of people are not
Because you
huggers.
never
If I
know,
hug somebody and it's a little, I'm calling you out on it.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm
I'm
not
a hugger
changing.
too.
I call
get
people
great
out.
hugs.
I
Like,
call
I'm a
people
hugger,
out.
Yes.
But again, in people's defense, you don't know what people been through.
Yeah.
So now I ask people, are you a hugger? Is it okay if
me
I give
too.
you a hug?
Yeah.
But before I was calling you out.
Yeah.
Shout out Jamie. I
That
was
was
always
growth.
calling Jamie out on
Right,
it.
right.
Right? But now, early I experienced it. I'm like, are you a hugger? Is it okay if I hug you? And
Yeah.
they were.
That's
Because
boundaries.
everybody not. Some people do like this.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that is a pet peeve of mine. That's not a hug.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Yeah.
You like pet, like,
You're like, get away from me.
Shoot,
kind of
shoot,
sorta.
yeah.
Like,
but
like-
hugging, it really does something. It really
Well,
do
you know,
for
with
women.
me, hugging changed for me because of what I went through.
Mm-hmm.
So I try not to hug on this side. So I try to hug like this sometimes. because
That's why I
already-
see it, and I gotta
Yeah.
be mindful
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing a little bit, just the backs, not and
Okay.
that what you mean by why you hug that way? Just
Well, I hug this way because I had breast cancer in my left breast,
Mm.
and sometimes I still get the sensitive.
Yeah.
So sometimes people will hug you and they hug you real tight. and
Yes, I'm a
like,
tight hugger person.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
have to be like, well, let me hug you from this side.
Yeah. So
You know,
that-
or
right,
sometimes
yeah.
I'll be like, I'm not gonna hug you, but you know, I
The
love
love is
you,
there,
you
yeah.
know. But I
and you
have
never
to
know.
be- I
People
to
have
be
childhood
careful.
traumas. You don't know if people
Yeah.
went through molestation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All different childhood traumas, being abused, whereas though they can't hug. So I've learned to ask, is it okay? Like, are you a hugger and is it okay? Because you never know. And again, that's a boundary, and that's being done in
Healthy.
love. Instead of me saying, they gonna give me that fake ass hug. Like, what's wrong with them?
Right.
Yes.
And you already know I'm saying that. And, but I would call them out.
Yeah,
Like, but
yeah.
Your
what
expression,
does that say about
your
me?
face,
Yeah.
your expression shows it when
First off, if you want to know anything going on, Siobhan, you look at her face. Honest.
Yeah.
okay?
right, your expression.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yes. But I can't do that because,
Yeah.
again, you don't know what that other
Yeah.
person is dealing with.
Yes. Well, that's a part of the communication too
That's what I'm
aspect of
thinking.
things. Yeah. Like to be able to communicate to someone. Is it okay if I hug you? Like
Yeah.
some people, like you say, they don't even know how to do that.
That's it.
Or
That's it.
you know, or even like you say, just respecting a person's right to their own personal space.
Yes, yes.
Like it's just their personal space. It's just like, you know, I don't hug everybody, but you
Right,
know, I can
right.
give you a hug, or you know,
That's
you can
it,
give me a
that's
hug,
it,
or you know,
that's it.
whatever it is.
You know, I remember when I used to go to E9 and when the pastor said, would you hug somebody, a homeless person, or hug somebody that has a smell?
Mm-mm.
And I was like, yes. Because they feel they need love too.
Yeah,
And
they
it shouldn't even
do.
matter, you
Yeah.
know, if they smell. It shouldn't matter who they are, you know, because you never know what a person going through. Like
You
you,
don't.
said, like
Absolutely.
you a hug sometimes, a conversation sometimes
Can change
will
somebody's
change
day.
somebody's life. Because when
Yeah.
you start
Yes.
talking about what you went through or stuff, and they be like, okay, can I talk to you for a moment?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I have had that where when I start talking about what I went through with, you know, molestation, being a survivor of abuse and, you know, being a survivor of molestation and talking to people, and they would just come out and tell me like, this is what I went through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It'll be a whole conversation.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, wow.
And they probably have been waiting
And they
to say
needed
it.
that,
Mhm.
you know. And
Yeah.
the cry part, you know, we need that. And I'm like, wow, you never know who you going to touch.
Yeah.
You know, through anything you go through. You know, somebody
Absolutely.
asked me the other day, they said, well, did you forgive the people? I said, I've been forgave them.
That's good.
And none of them here. But I did forgive them.
You have
Even
to.
better. Like, that's even better because, you know.
Oh, is
people-
that pink on your nail?
It is. It's a
No
little-
way.
yeah.
Lena got pink on her nails. I'm surprised.
Little bit.
And you didn't wear
I love
pink
it,
on
I
my
love it.
birthday. So you couldn't get your nails pink at least. hmm
Anyway, we're not going to do that right now.
They look so cute though.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
You made me forget my point.
I'm sorry. I never seen
What was our
pink on your
Joy saying?
nails.
About the forgiveness.
Oh, forgiveness. Yeah, because thank you for that. So people, again, another thing that you learn when you kind of start healing yourself, you know, forgiveness is not for them, it's for you.
Mhm.
It really is. Because there's nothing you can do to change what happened. All you can do is
No.
change the forward, what you're going to do next, how you're going to respond
Response.
next,
Mhm.
and your relationships. And you sometimes don't even want to give people the that much power over you.
No,
Yes.
not
To
at
be
all.
that's in any kind of relationship, like
Yeah.
whether it's the
There you go.
molestation, whether it's
Yeah.
the cheating from a significant other, you know, a mate,
Mm-hmm.
the abuse, whatever it was. Like you wanna be out here living your best life, like they say, living your life like it's golden, showing them that you made it through. You're on the other side.
Yeah.
And-
That's really deeply
Yeah.
like if we can just touch on that for a
Yeah.
moment. How a lot of women, I want to speak on women because we're women.
Yes.
We don't know what it's like to be a man. Feels like have no desire to know.
Yes.
I'm thankful to the Most High that He created me to be a woman. I love
Yes.
being a woman. But a lot of women, when they get in relationships and their spouse or partner, whoever, a baby father, whoever, or even their father, they didn't have a healthy relationship with them or they did something, they spiral downward.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Like they get so bent out of shape. It's like they can't. Some people cannot push past that.
Yeah.
And that's really deep. And I used to be like, what's wrong with them? But no, really.
Yeah.
But some people, they really don't have it. And again, people like that, you really need to give grace and extend love and
Yeah.
support and try to encourage them.
Yeah.
Never try to sway anybody. I learned that. Somebody was asking me advice the other day, and I listened to her, right? And at first, it was like, I was a little agitated. I'm gonna be honest. Because she kept repeating the same thing. This is a total stranger, right? So I'm being nice and open. And she kept repeating the same thing. And I'm like, she really needs some guidance here. So let me let her talk and listen. Maybe she has no one else. So my tone changed. And I told her, you know what? What are you feeling in your heart? That's what you
That's
need
what
to
you
do.
go with.
Yeah.
She like, but other people gonna think.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about other people. Do what you feel in your heart, and you'll be good.
Yeah.
And she made peace with that, and was able to like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, she needed to hear that, right? But imagine if I would have shut it down, just like, oh girl, you know what I mean? But I heard, so I was listening.
Yeah.
I didn't hear her.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was
There you go.
listening.
There you go.
I was
You
And
get what I'm
actively
saying?
listening.
Actively
Attentively
listening.
listening.
Yeah, because it was irritating at first, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I'm like, this could be me.
Yeah.
We forget that we can be on the other side of the coin, other side of the street at any given
At
minute.
any given moment. That's why you
I
gotta
was
stay
in a,
humble.
I was in a supermarket before you came and got me. I went shopping and I was there in the supermarket, and you know, I got in line, and this guy came over. He said, "Hello, how you doing?" And I was like, "Hello, how you doing?" And you know, and the conversation. And then he kept saying, "Hello, how you doing?" And I was like, "Hello, how you doing?"
So you
But he
know.
had something in his hand. He had some
Yeah.
food in his hand. You know, and he said, "I don't have no money today. I'll give it to you tomorrow. Like, I'm going to see him tomorrow." But when he said that, at first I was like, I'm not going. And then the security came over towards him. And he was like, "Wait a minute, I'm hungry." I said, "Here, give me the food."
That was beautiful.
You know?
Yeah.
And you know, when I came outside, you know, I gave him the food, and he said, "I don't have a fork." So they wasn't going to let him back in there, but they let him go back in there and get a fork. And I said, "You know what?" I said, I looked at me being him.
That's how you gotta do
That's
it.
how you gotta
Because
do
you
it.
don't
And
know.
you never know.
know.
You know what I'm saying? And me looking at, what if that was you?
Yeah.
And somebody
that part.
did that to you.
Yeah.
You know, and you know how you would have felt.
And
the
listen,
grace and compassion
that
you have to have.
that statement is always something to be thankful for.
Yes.
It's so true.
Yes.
It's definitely always something to be thankful for.
For sure.
I'm telling you, you can
never
find
know.
something that you're thankful for.
Yes.
That part.
I agree. I try to do that with the homeless.
Oh, I thought you were.
And
was getting a
just
little
people in need as a whole, like, you know, especially when I see, you know, particularly, you know, Black women, you know, asking for things, you know, I try to help if I can, because I do realize that life is hard. One,
Oh my gosh, say that again, Lee.
life is hard.
It is.
One.
It really is.
And we are all trying to make it through life. I mean, we ain't have a map. We ain't got no plan. Like, you know, we were not set up, meaning us as African Americans.
Absolutely.
There we go. We jumping. We segueing right into family, black families and love.
Like, we were not given the tools, the right structure. So we all kind of winging it, trying to do our best. So, you know, when I see that in a woman, I'm like, at any given time, you know, thank God that it hasn't been, but that could have possibly been me in the context of
Meaning you
the
could
way,
have,
like,
you could have
yes,
strayed that
like,
way
I
with
could-
your kids.
I mean,
Look,
all that I've been through.
I got 4 kids. Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
Yes.
And I'm in my right frame of mind. I still
Girl.
look half decent. Like, for real.
That part. So
Okay.
I say the same thing. Like, I'm always just so grateful that God really, really got me through some of the darkest of days and nights and times and years where, you know, I really was feeling, may not have been homeless, but definitely hapless and hopeless.
Absolutely.
You know?
Right.
And then there was a time that I thought homelessness was going to happen for me. But again, God, he like, I got you. You ain't got to
He
worry.
kept you.
And he, you know, made it away.
And
so,
look, once we start worrying, that's when...
I mean, I woke
And-
up that morning and said, God, I know you're not going to
I
have
love
my
it.
kids in these streets.
Yup,
So
yup.
I was like, I'm going to work, let the chips fall where they may.
Yup.
What's going to be going to be?
There you go.
And it's been fine. And that was
And
almost
a
7
miracle
years
knocked
ago.
on your door, literally.
Yeah, literally knocked on my door.
Literally.
So I always attribute that to just having faith and love and all what I had already put out into the world, because I know, like, the person that I am. So whenever certain things happen, I don't even think of it as like I don't be like same for you, like you. I don't be like shocked by like the love that I receive and get, because even for like our birthdays and things like that, like literally so many people come out and people be like, how you got so many friends? Like, you got that many girlfriends that like each other? And my girlfriends are girlfriends. You know what I mean? So
That says a lot about your spirit.
No,
Yeah.
because I had who she's talking about, like Vic, like that's my sister. So like, and meaning she's married to my brother. Like, you know what I mean? But that's my sister, and that's her girlfriend, and that's my other girlfriend. And I'm at a birthday dinner table with 12 women that I love and are interconnected through me and know each other. And so, like, so I'm never surprised when that, because I'm like, that's what I give out. You know
And
what
so
I mean?
it's coming back.
So it comes back, and it's only right. It would be no different if I hung around with jealous-hearted women and women that didn't talk
And
about
that's-
people
and
all the
that's what's
time.
gonna-
Like,
that's
that's
what
what I
you
would be
gonna
around,
get.
but I'm not around
A whole
that.
bunch of
That's why
drama.
they can go from table to table every time they see each other at any of the events that we do.
Yeah.
It's nothing but love.
Hey,
Yeah,
I come
right.
to her house for her
Yeah.
kids thing. She come to my, like, we've been in this for, you know, like I say, 2.5 decades. So it's like, it's love with me and Shine. It's always love. So and everybody that knows her through me say the same thing.
And
Like,
I
is
do
so
want.
lovely. She's so this.
Oh.
Everybody.
I do want to say this, Lean, what I realized with you, like a lot of things that I wanted out of life, and especially when we were younger, I would share it with Lean, and she like, do you even know what it takes to be married? Right?
Yes.
Do you know what it takes to have a home, be a homeowner? So with certain things I've shared with her as a friend, and I never thought about certain things. And I appreciate the love that you have for me to say, wait a minute, girl, like, it's a lot. You're not thinking. Like, you're really not. You're not thinking clear. And it's good to have people in your life when you're not thinking fear. And I always dream big. You better think big. Think
Yeah,
big.
absolutely.
Right.
Right? And there's nothing wrong with that. However, you need to lay the bricks one by one.
One by one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Step by step.
Yep.
And I done laid the brick, and now I need to get all the way to the roof. I need to get to the roof.
Yeah.
That's how I'm looking at it. But I appreciate you for over the years. And then for me to be open to be able to share with you. Even when I went through my divorce, And I called you and was like, I am depressed. I've never been depressed before. Never. Right? I've always been a bubbly, happy go, no matter what I've been through. And I done been through, listen, I lived in the trenches.
Yes.
I done been through some stuff, but never struggled with depression. I felt depressed and I didn't know why. And I remember talking to my best friend like my therapy, right? To Lena, and she was sharing with me, like, to be honest, Sean, you never been single before. I'm like, wow, I didn't even think about that. She's like, you've been in a relationship since you was how old? 14? Literally.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh,
So
wow.
from birth to 14, I did. Then I had things going on there. But from 14 up until that moment.
You had been, oh, wow.
Yes.
That's profound.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, I never had time. And I was in a relationship when I was telling her I was depressed.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship. Me and this man was living together. And I was telling him, he ain't get it. Like, you'll be all right. He ain't get it. But my friend heard me.
Yeah.
She heard something different. And I thank God that she shared that with me. And it really had me evaluate, like, wait a minute. So I had to call it off. I had to, because I'm like, this isn't it. Like, I'm not where I need to be. I'm not whole.
Yeah.
I'm not healthy. And it took years for me to pour back into me. So I want to just touch on self-love, right? We got a few moments left, ladies. That self-love piece is so important. So now I took time for me and to pour into me. I've never been a better version of myself.
Absolutely.
And I can agree to that.
I'm telling
my
you.
girlfriend is the bomb.
I've never been a
telling
better
you,
because I took because I processed my feel. It's okay to admit that I feel depressed. A lot of times with people who are, they'll deny it. I'm
And they
okay.
commit suicide.
Yep, I'm okay. I'll be
Or
fine. I like, no, something is wrong. What I'm feeling, something is going on. Not knowing it was there. I needed time for myself. Right?
Yes.
Teen mom. Married young.
Yeah.
Like you said, girl, you know what it takes. I thought I knew. I didn't.
I remember
I had
that
to find
conversation too.
13 years later, like, whoo.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But now I'm in a much better place and I'm healthy. So be in a healthy relationship. Listen, I'm an advocate of healthy relationships. I really am. And you don't see a lot of healthy relationships in the Black community. We got to stop it.
Yeah.
Like friendships,
Yeah.
parenting.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Parenting
Girlfriends,
is
relationships.
horrible.
I want to see more healthy relationships. I'm telling you, I'm big on healthy relationships. So anyone dealing with me is healthy.
Yeah.
Or listen, I'm not giving ultimatums.
No.
But I'm setting healthy boundaries. Yeah. Or listen, you do what you gonna do, and I'm doing what I'm gonna do.
I thank God for my relationship. You know, and I thank God for allowing me to have a relationship with myself first, and to be able to be into a relationship. You know, I've been in my relationship, God's will, next month it'll be 32 years. I've been married.
Look at that.
And you know, we have our ups and downs, but what I learned from my relationship is he's my best friend. But God is first.
Where you at, Vaughn?
And he's our best friend. He's my best friend.
I love Vaughn.
And
Vaughn you gonna come on next month with Vaughn, because y'all missed the episode together. I'm sorry, Auntie.
And what I also love about our relationship is, like, whatever we're going through right now at this stage, emotional, health-wise, that we can be leaning on each other. And
that's beautiful.
Because you have relationships where when the person gets sick, or you know the husband gets sick, you know, you want to go out, or the wife gets sick, you want to go out, you know.
Y'all taking care of each other.
That's beautiful.
I feel in my relationship, I don't have to go out and find anybody else because I already got somebody.
That's outstanding.
That's beautiful.
You know,
That's
so
wonderful.
I'm grateful for that.
That's beautiful.
What I can say about, I'm not going to say about myself. What I can say about this situation here is the three of you know each other. Do you understand how lucky you are to be able to interconnect with the same positive energy?
Yes, that's
because
a blessing.
It's a blessing because not so many people are so self-aware. So you may have one in that group. The other one is toxic and negative. The other one is insecure. And you're unable to communicate. So all of you are bouncing the same love off of each other.
And
like
I'm watching you taking
you're,
it all in.
I am. I'm like,
Right.
do they even realize that you are with your people.
Yes.
Because your people don't necessarily mean your sisters, your
Yes.
brothers, or whatever. Your people are your people. And
your
like, do
people.
y'all even realize that you are amongst
Yes.
your own people?
We do. And
That's
it's
a
a lot-
blessing.
It's just a little joke. And
That's
then
a
me and Lena
blessing.
we can relate a lot to with our moms. We talk about our
Yes.
moms.
But I want to give
All
a
the
shout out to
time.
my mom.
Yes, but we
because
proud of them now.
Yes, but
We
my
are.
mom asked me actually about Shine a couple weeks ago and about the show, and I was like, "Oh, you're still Thursday." I said, "I'll let you know."
You
the
gonna
next
bring
time.
this scooch on, Lena?
She will love that.
Yes,
we'll get
come
there. We'll
on,
get
Miss
there.
Scooch.
But I will definitely make sure. I said she was like, "You gotta let me know." But I will say this, and I feel like this is again a comfortable and safe space. But for me to share this, but like my mom and I have come a long way.
Same with me.
And so one of that,
Me too.
that's a part of the self-love for myself and me knowing that I needed to give my mom grace because I am a mom and I want my kids to give me grace.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I know they tell it to somebody, and sometimes I'm like, "Yeah, tell it to your therapist." You know? But I
I'm
like
crying.
that really hit me with my mom though, and I was like, I had to see her as a woman and not my mom. And so once we started operating under that, and again setting healthy boundaries, calling out, when things, and we are in a healing space, in
That's
therapy,
beautiful.
and it's like. I see great things for me and my mom,
Mm.
and I'm so grateful. Andre, you okay?
Oh my goodness.
I'm just grateful for that. And it's never too late. Because some people think, well, this is just how it has to be. And I was like, I want to be a better daughter.
That's beautiful.
And
Lena.
so it's been
And
better.
I feel the same way. Like, just to hear my mom tell me how proud she is of me and I'm doing a good job, like that's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Shout out, Mom, aka Angie. We gotta have
Shout out
Angie. We gotta have Angie and Scoochie on the same show. That's gonna be.
I
that's
just
gonna
want to
be
say,
dope.
Shout out to my mom.
I just want to say one thing. If you have your mom in your life, love on your mom. My mom been gone since 2020. Love on your mom if you have your mom, no matter what she did, no matter what she said. Love on your mom.
That is beautiful.
I agree with that. I second that.
Any final points? Because we don't want Enjoy. Yeah, we about to wrap it up.
Well,
Gabe.
my final point would be this was a lovely show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thank you for your everything that you
thank
brought tonight.
you.
Because not
Yes,
you
yes.
witnessing us. I'm witnessing you
Oh,
and experiencing you and all your good energy and vibe. And
thank you.
Sean is a master of connecting.
It's not
Yes.
happenstance.
No,
it's
it's
not
not
at all.
happenstance.
Thank you, Gage.
Yeah, it's not happenstance, and I hope to see you more.
Yes,
in
you gotta
this
come on
setting and
another
that-
episode.
Yes, and you can engage more with it because I know that you have a lot to offer.
Yes.
And I understand the first show is always like this when so many things are happening and you're experiencing all of this. But my last thing would be to your point, the self-love, because one thing a friend of mine, a coworker actually, but we're friends, he told me years ago, like, you gotta take care of you.
You do.
And you're the only one pulling your cart, like for my family. He was like, and if you break down, then what's going to happen to everybody else? So you got to take care of you. So that's why you see these pink nails and these eyebrows
love
and this hair
it.
done. Because I have to make sure that I'm,
We
good.
can't end it yet. I'm
Absolutely.
glad you brought that up. We
Yes,
cannot.
that is important.
No, we
My
can't end it
self-care,
yet.
My self-love.
Because
Yes.
why is it hard for us as women? That's what I wanted to talk about and get to.
Yeah.
To receive love and don't think that
We're deserving.
That we're deserving
Right,
of love
right,
in a
right.
relationship from a man.
Yeah.
Why is it that a lot of black women, like, we're programmed like, oh, you gotta be strong,
Yeah.
independent, you got this. No, I want love.
Yes.
I don't want to pull my cart every damn day.
Yes.
Right.
No,
I don't
for
want to
sure.
pull a cart, period. Let's be honest.
Right.
I have to.
Yes.
I want to do it because I want to. Like, I
Yeah.
enjoy coming out on Thursday night and do Girl Talking in Spirit.
Me too.
I
Me too.
I
course.
enjoy teaching food safety here and there, but I don't
Yeah.
want to have to be out here and work every single day, all
Yes.
night, because I'm a workaholic. Like, anybody already know.
Yeah.
The hustle is real in me.
Yeah.
Once it's turned through and I can't turn it off, I
Yeah.
gotta, like, pat talk myself like, girl, you need to go in the house.
Yeah.
Like, you need to get it together.
Yeah.
However, I desire to be, to
Love.
give love and
And
to be
receive
loved. Before I wasn't open to that. I'm open to it now. And it's like, what's wrong with that?
It's gonna
Why
come.
is it? Why? I know I'm not rushing it, but I'm saying, but
Yeah.
what's wrong with that? But go ahead. I want to hear you.
I don't think anything's wrong with that. I think that's a really solid statement and a place to be. Like, we have to show that we love ourselves. And I feel like men will come to that.
Yes.
You know, and it's harder these days because of these social media streets, you know, where other women make it seem like it's not necessary and you don't need to have that. And Vaughn actually said it the other day at lunch where he was saying, he's like, they don't make them like you no more, Lena. He was like, these women that I'm seeing and running into, like, they not like you in terms of like the way in which you are. Like, I know you to be this working woman, you know, your children, raising your family, you know, being about your business. Like, they be on some other type time. And so, and I said, well, I feel like that's the same for the men. So with that being said, I've just been learning to just do me in terms of what makes me happy, because I still get so much joy, and I'm like, my companionship that I don't have in not having a husband anymore, like I get from like my girlfriends, my families, and things like that. And so if we going on the movies, like my movie dates don't have to be with a man. Like, you know, it'd be like, yeah, girl, we gonna go see Bob Marley next week. Okay. So if we do that, we went and saw The Color Purple. Like we do these things again. We'll have this night out. I've been in my house all day, and I'm like, all right, 8 o'clock, I gotta head to Girls Talking in Spirit. You know, so that fulfills me, and that makes me feel good. So like for any man that's gonna come to me, I am like whole and healthy. For the first time.
That's beautiful.
The last few years in a very long time. So I'm like open to receiving it, and I know it'll come when it's supposed to, but in the interim and while it's not happening, I'm good with that too.
That's beautiful. My niece knows me. She know, like, I'm the person, even if I'm married, I like to go out. Yeah. I go out and enjoy myself.
Yes.
You know, I don't have to.
I know a lot of couples like that.
I go out by myself.
That's what I mean. You know, like the independency of, like, you're individual I don't have, still.
You know, you have some women, they can't go out, you know, because their husband said they can't go, or they can't go out without him. And I'm like, no, because we have different, like, my husband likes to watch games. So he goes out West Philly. That's where he at now. Shout out to 46th Street.
Hey, born and raised.
Like, he goes out. And they said, well, where your husband at? Oh, he
down 46th Street.
Down 46th Street.
Watching the game.
Yeah.
Well, where you about to go? I'm going out. And I text some babe, I'm going to so-and-so. So see you when you get home.
Yeah.
One of my friends, a long time ago, we was out. And she wanted to stay till 5 o'clock in the morning. She said, okay. She said, I want to stay. I said, all right. I said, let me let him know. Babe, my girl want to stay out to so-and-so and so-and-so. And he said, okay. She was like, he said, okay. I said, yeah. What you thought he was going to say?
Right.
Like, I'm an independent. When I met him, I was independent. I don't want to have to
again, healthy boundaries and respect. He not telling you, he not giving you an ultimatum. Well, we got less than a minute left, ladies. I just want to hear your final point.
Yes. Oh, Lord. There were so many. I don't know. I can just sum it up by saying just the energy and how, you know, every situation that you all are talking about, it all is ended up in positivity. And, you know, it's a big deal to be able to interchange with people like that. Because not everybody can.
Thank you.
It was nice meeting you.
Yes, it was nice having you.
Thank you.
She gonna get me. I know. I'm not gonna say I'm not a name person. Please pronounce your name again.
It's so beautiful. Say it in the mic.
So we can hear it.
Zatanya.
Yes, Zatanya.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zatanya, for being on here this
problem.
evening. Thank you guys so much for tuning into Girl Talking in Spirit podcast, where this is the year of 2024, and we're what? We're doing this scared.
Yeah.
Do it anyway.
Oh, man.
Look fair in the face and do it anyway.
Yes.
But guys, thank you so much. This was a great topic, ladies.
Yes.
About love and relationships and family. But most important, self-love. Unless you love yourself, you can't love nobody else. You have to fully love yourself.
Absolutely.
And be okay with it. And that's where that confidence come in.
Yes.
So until next episode, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Check out Girl Talk in the Spirit podcast with Siobhan. From radio to podcast, check it out online. Find it on Spotify and Spreaker.com. That's SPREAKER.com. Share the vibe online with your girl, Siobhan, yo.